Back across solo on the ferry today. Poor little Ollie had a bit of a fall last night at Punson Bay on our last night. We had the ambulance come out. He just seemed to have really bad concussion, which is really bad. He didn't recognize me, he didn't know my name, he didn't know where he was from or anything like that. So we just needed to get the ambulance out just to check him out. And then the ambulance took him down into Bumagga Hospital, and then they decided they needed to fly him back to Cairns overnight. So it all happened pretty quick, but yeah, hopefully he's alright. So Kiana and I are just heading back now, doing the trip by ourselves. That's how you do the Jardine Ferry. We're probably about half an hour after Bramwell station, cruising back south along the PDR, and we've just come across this. Have a look at this fire. Car there, but it didn't look like it was a fully controlled burn off from what I could see, but I don't know enough about the area to know whether that's a regular thing or not. We have noticed a lot of burnt, you know, scrub and bush and trees from previous burnings, but wow, that was pretty cool to see. It's still going like all out the back through here as well. There's spot fires all through there. It's pretty amazing. Wow. about 5 or 10 minutes out of Glengarry in northern Queensland, maybe about an hour out of Cairns, and we've come across these beautiful stacked rocks. I'll show you some footage now. It's pretty cool, right on the edge of the beach and the cliffs. I'll roll some footage, check it out. So the engine bay looks like absolute filth, unfortunately. Check this out. Apart from that, that's all good. I'm going to check the air filter, just have a quick look over things. There was a pretty crappy smell coming from the car yesterday, we noticed. So I'm not sure what that was about. I have a feeling it's probably where the water's come over the bonnet and into the aircon, actually on this side, come over the bonnet and into the aircon in here, and it's probably got some filth in there, I reckon. So we'll probably, I'll show you how to get to the aircon filter in there. It's behind the glove box, so you just have to pop the glove box out, and there's a little tray on the bottom, and we'll have a suss of the aircon filter, and we'll work out if we need to drop into Nissan. I'll have a look at the filter. If it's all muggy and dirty and gross, I'll give Nissan a call, the local Nissan. I'm not sure, there'd be one in Cairns. I don't know if there's one here in Port Douglas, but we'll have a look and see what that's like. But we're going to pop the air filter out now and see what kind of condition that's in. You can see the air filter. No, put that there. That air filter's stuffed, I reckon. We've got one in here. I bought 3 air filters with me. I'm gonna have to look for it. I'm gonna put you down for a sec. We'll come back in a tick.
A few moments later.
Look at the color difference. That one's definitely stuffed, so see the new one there and the old one. Pretty big difference. Even the top, which is probably not ideal. Stuff. Anyway, we'll chuck the new one in. They're pretty easy to chuck in. Just make sure that seal on the edge is all nice. The filter obviously has a cutout on one side. So you can see the condition of the box in there. Get that filter in there nice, make sure that seal is sitting nicely. It's not too bad in there. There's a little bit of dust just on this edge, which I'm probably not that excited about, but we'll pay close attention to that. These little tabs on the back, just poke it down. My hands are filthy now as well, obviously. All the clips there though. all done. So that's something important. I probably should have done that a bit sooner, to be honest. I was keeping an eye on it. I did take it out, when did I take it out? I took it out when we got to Jardine to cross over heading north. And it wasn't too bad then, so I think most of that dust has come from the trip back south, to be honest, because it was a bit of a quicker drive with Ollie being flown to Cairns after the ambulance. So the trip back was a bit more rushed, and I didn't really have as much time and patience to get out of the way of the dust. I was sort of following in the dust a bit more, and sort of didn't take as much care as I did on the way up. So I reckon a lot of that is from then. We're all good. We've got the fresh filter in there. The airbox is all sealed. All the snorkel and everything's all sealed. All the diff breathers, everything look good. There doesn't seem to be water anywhere there shouldn't be. You could do with a high pressure spray, and that's probably about it. Cool. One more job down.
Hey guys, I'm going to show you the water park. Okay, Kiana, she is going to go on my lap. I'll just wait for her. I definitely prefer you going to here. It's super fun. It's got playground, bouncy pillow, and water park, and toilet. Come on, Kiana, don't be scared. Just go on my lap. It's really fun when I go down it. It's really fun.
Make up the way as we go. Live for the moment, lose control. Rent a car you can't afford. Put on a song that we both know. Let your hair out in the wind. Put the pedal to the floor. Flame your light and take a smoke.
We've just come for a little visit down to 4 Mile Beach. It's a little bit overcast today, but it's still fairly warm and it's not too bad.
Water!
Almost just got wet. I didn't realise, we thought that you could actually drive on the beach, but you can't drive on the beach. But if you look behind me, you see how far that beach goes. Probably about 4 miles, I reckon, I'm going to guess.
Hey, that's nice.
I'll turn it around and I'll show you just how nice it is. Pretty epic. Beautiful beach. I love to go for a big long walk along there. To be really nice on a nice summer's day. I did notice on the way in, I'll show you a picture, there's obviously a lot of jellyfish that sting you around here. The water's actually quite warm, to be honest. And it does look like they've got nets set up around here as well, so people are actually in the water. But they've got little safety tubes of vinegar sitting on the entrance to the beach, so when you get stung by a jellyfish you use the vinegar. I'll show you on the way out as well. It's pretty interesting. Beautiful beach. So lots of warnings about the jellyfish and what to do. And come through here. Got complimentary vinegar when you get stung. So we've just packed up from Port Douglas Big Four. That Big Four was a beautiful place. Swimming pool was, I reckon it felt like it was 30 degrees. It was really nice. Little Ollie is doing all good, and Kiana's doing all good, which is great news. Probably time to give the car a bit of a clean when we get to our next stop. We're just heading back up to Cooktown. We're going to go meet our friends Shane and Courtney up there. We're just parked on a nice hilly exit out of Port Douglas or Mossman, sort of right in between there as a turn off to head back up a little bit. And then we're slowly going to dot our way back down with Shane and Courtney for as long as they can stay with us. They have to head back a little bit sooner than us, and we're thinking we might just go a little bit slower. Don't know yet. We'll see what happens with that. We'll work it out as we go. Check out this view. We're just pulled over on the side of the road. How cool is that? We are almost as high as the clouds, I reckon. We have had a little drama with the car, unfortunately. The main battery, the start battery, I've noticed sort of over the last, say, week or so that the car was a little bit hard to start, or it just would crank maybe one extra time than it usually does. So I was sort of paying attention to how it was starting and listening to it sort of struggling, and my first instinct was that the caravan and the second lithium in the car was getting most of the charge. After a bit of investigating, we figured out that the battery fluid in the battery had gone down a fair bit, so we've tried to replace that, and we've noticed that the battery is dead, unfortunately, so we're going to sort that out next.
Fade my disbelief and make me forget my memories. Rent a car you can't afford, put on a song that we both know, let your hair out in the wind, put the pedal to the floor, flame your light, take a smoke, put your broken rip-off wafers on.
Stopped in at Palmer River Roadhouse. Bianca said that's pretty well known for making a good burger, so we're going to try out the burgers on our way to Cooktown. We don't need any fuel or anything at the moment, so we're all pretty good. We can just do a quick toilet break, check inside the van. I'm just doing a quick walk around outside the van, and then we can head back on our way to Cooktown. I think we're about an hour and a half out, so we haven't really got too far to go, and we should be good. Have a quick check around under the van. That poor step. I think that step's going to need to be replaced. So obviously the stone stomper there. The stone stomper keeps everything down low, and then we've got our mud flaps here that I've put in, and that basically everything comes off the stone stomper, hits them and falls down. For the most part it protects a lot of the wiring and electronics up here, but this bit, this whole section here, I mean, it looks silly with a mud flap along here, but I might have to look into something else I can do, whether I maybe do some sort of extension down here just to square it off along here to stop damaging that step. So the next step we get, I mean, everything works still. I mean, it's a bit rickety, but everything works still. But it would just be nice to figure something out to have a bit of protection there. It's missing the corner on the side of there as well. That suspension, everything's looking not too bad under here really. Like everything's been sandblasted with dirt and rocks. Most of the rocks and everything hit the ground, but they do bounce up right towards the back. So the back water tank cover has been pretty pounded by rocks. So I'll sort of monitor that and check it. And I've just seen, as I'm talking, a small issue that does not look normal. So I'm going to go check out, that's the electric brakes. And the other thing I've just seen is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you on here, but see the handbrake cable going through there? That one there is normal. That one there is squashed flat. Some silly person has put the bump stop right where that is. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. So that's probably locking the brake on a little bit as well. We'll have a look at that and we'll figure it out. So this issue here, I wonder if that's been dragging on the ground. See there, just squashed the holder flaps because it's got caught in between here. Try and bend that back. Try and bend that back up in there and keep that out of the way. As for the handbrake cable, I'm gonna have to sort something out for that over there. We'll get it fixing and then we'll get back on the road. Not sure what to do about this, but the things you spot when you're under the van, 62 tough. Tough looking 62, mate. Back to here. I'm gonna try and look at this issue, because that is not good. To be honest, that has been absolutely pounded, and I reckon that's even bent that bump stop down a bit as well. Cool, that's something to look at. I'm gonna try and get a screwdriver in there and just open the hole up a little bit, and we should be able to fix that. Made a few modifications. I've sort of done what I can with it. I'll show you. It's not nice, but I'm gonna have to change it once we're back. So we've just had to split it open. I got the cable running freely through there now because it was jammed up, and I reckon it was holding the brake on a little bit before. So again, I'm gonna have to check that back brake. So it's an ongoing issue. That bump stop is just bashing against that ring. So I'm gonna pull that off when we get back and get just a little hook welded on the side over here. It's just stupid that that's right in line with that. It's a bit silly. So we're all good. We'll fix that and we'll get going again, and we'll definitely fix that once we're back. we've just pulled over at a place on our way into Cooktown called Black Mountain. Never seen anything like it before. It's really caught our eye as we were driving past. You can see in the background here, that is literally a giant mountain full of black boulders and rocks, and it's all volcanic magma, and it was formed under the Earth's surface, and basically over thousands and thousands of years all the dirt has eroded away and leaving that out, sticking out the ground. So, but I don't know if you can see it in the background there, but those hills are, there's another one in the background and there's another one on the other side of the caravan here as well, which is hidden by the trees, but they're probably easily hundreds of meters high, and it's just all loose rocks and boulders. So yeah, I've never seen anything like that before, never heard of it. It's pretty amazing. After exploring Cooktown for the day, we decided to book in and stay at the Peninsula Caravan Park. Peninsula Caravan Park was just out of town and was close to everything we needed as well. It was actually quite a nice caravan park with a pool, a little creek and lots of trees. We thought this was a pretty good time to get up on the roof of the van and give the solar panels a good clean. Everything just charges so much quicker. Giving them a clean previously has made a massive difference to the charging. Everything just charges so much quicker when they're clean. Doing the Creb track. We're probably doing it a little bit different to most people. We're doing it north to south. For the most part, I think people usually do it south to north because they do it on the way up to the Cape. So we're doing it north to south. We've just dropped the van off down at the Lions Den. We went there last night for dinner while we were staying in Cooktown at the caravan park there, which is quite nice by the way. So yeah, early this morning, we've moved the van down to the Lions Den and locked it up and armed the alarm and everything, so it should be pretty good there. There was a bit of space. It was quite busy in saying that though, but we had friends that stayed there last night, so we've sort of parked it up near where they were. So this morning we've got 4 cars. We've got a 200 series, we've got the 105 series, and we've got a GQ Ute in front of us, and obviously our patrol. We're going to be making our way down from the Lions Den at the moment through the hills and to the northern part of the Creb track. We're probably going to stop and top the 200 series up with some diesel. We topped up with some petrol last night at the servo in Cooktown. I've got a jerry can on the roof as well. I've got 20 litres and I got the swag if everything turns real bad, but fingers crossed. All the research I could do sort of made it look like we should be done in 4, 5, 6 hours at the absolute most, but hopefully we are all done in about 4 to 5 hours. It's all been pretty dry. There's no rain forecast for the next couple of days, and there's no rain that's happened over the last couple of days as well, so it's all come together pretty well. We're pretty lucky, we're pretty excited to do it. Quite often it's hard to even get on the track. It's closed, it's been wet, it's pretty muddy, lots of clay, real slippery. So everything sort of worked out really well for us this time. The track's open today, or yesterday, I'll double check that. So we're the first lot of traffic going through, and everything's really dry, so we'd sort of be silly not to try it in a way. We're just going to go down to about 20 psi. I might as well go down all the way down at the start, and then I don't have to worry about getting stuck or getting out later. So we'll go down to 20 on all 4. We're just around the corner, so we're not far off. We don't have to drive on the sealed stuff very much, so we should be all good. also trying to sort of do the truck as well without being here too late at night, so yeah, it's up to everyone else. Bit of a deep one there, Dave.
Yep.
Just gonna track it over and watch that. It's a cool little camping area. So we've just pulled over at the sign at the Creb track. It's a beautiful little camping area here. I'll show you around, but you can see Creb track sign in the background. New battery. Yeah, I got here and drones up as well. Shit.
That looks neat.
Just full throttle it. Oh, I nearly touched it. Oh, I nearly.
E on the end.
Speedboat.
Well, look at the waves.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. A big surfing. Oh no. Hey, you did reach up.
We did it all together. The track was pretty awesome. We didn't really have any major problems. We had a bit of traffic coming and going. You'll see in the footage, obviously, if you watched it. So we're just pulled up at the end of the Daintree. We are all airing up. Everyone got across. The water wasn't too deep, as you would have seen. We're just going to air up now, back up to road pressure. I'm not sure what the road's like out of here. Dave and I, the 200 series and I, are going to head back up to the Lion's Den to get the trailers, obviously caravan, and he's got his camper van. We're going to stay there tonight. Well, we are definitely going to stay there tonight. I'm not sure what Dave's doing, but the other two guys are going to peel off and camp down here. They've got no need to head back up north. So we'll pump these tyres up. Hope you enjoyed the video. It was awesome fun. It was amazing scenery in there. You'll never know what it's like just watching the video. You have to recommend that you come up and do it. It's absolutely amazing. It was really cool.